bully. You are a bully, Mariam. You are a bully, Mariam.
And you think I'm going to miss going to a lousy, obnoxious, disrespectful, low-graded scum of the earth's party?
Welcome to Reality Check with me, Adaeze. Here we discuss reality shows, movies, trending topics, and topics I find fascinating. We are on the Real Housewives of Lagos Season 3, Episode 11, okay? And before I even start talking about the episode, I want to say a few things. Number one, the producers. This one is for the producers, okay? Next episode or next season, please try and develop proper storylines for each of these ladies, because to be honest, at this point some of the ladies are just there for the sake of being there. Example, Laura. I don't really see what Laura is adding or removing from the show. There's no storyline around Laura. She's just there for the sake of being there, right? Even Miriam to an extent, but Laura's own is most evident. And part of the reason why I feel like they need to really work on that is that we keep going over the same issues over and over and over again. It seems like they're trying to just flog a dead horse at this point. It's like we're just trying to suck out or, squeeze out the remaining juice of drama that is left in these ladies' issues. Because their issues, to me, aside Dabota and Caroline's past issues, the issues on ground right now, they are all very solvable, very easy to move on from issues, right? But they just keep prolonging it. And I'm bored. That's the point. I am bored. As I was even getting ready to film this video, I was like, I'm bored, okay? Even though there was some drama in today's episode, I'll get into that. But for the most part, I was like, I'm officially bored. We need more storylines, okay? It's enough. If I hear boats one more time, if I hear about any boat one more time, I will lose it. So anyway, the Ghana trip is coming to an end, but Sophia takes the ladies out one more time to go and meet with a shea butter healer. Dabota arrived late for this event. She said that she had a wardrobe malfunction. And I'm like, Dabota, is this not like the third time? Okay, well, maybe second time she's having a wardrobe malfunction. Laura also came late. In fact, Laura was the last to come. She said that she slept late, or she woke up late, and then she had to touch base with home before she came out. But to be honest, before Laura came out, I did not realize that somebody was missing. I realized that Dabota was missing. But when I saw Laura, I was like, oh, okay, it's true. Laura is on this show. So to me, it's like she's not really adding much to the show. She's just a filler housewife at this point. They need to look for a proper storyline for Laura. I'm not saying forced drama. I'm not saying, make her have issues where there are no issues. But I'm just saying that she needs a storyline because she's becoming irrelevant on the show. Anyway, as usual, Caroline and Dabota are not really saying hi to each other, which is fine. But yeah, the ladies had fun learning about the shea butter and stuff, and then the trip is over and they go back to Nigeria, and this time they flew commercial. I was like, Sophia, what's happened now? What happened to our play? What happened to our PJ? Caroline went to see Laura at her store. Laura said she's the official sponsor of Miss Nigeria, which is quite good. Laura Beauty is the official sponsor. I was like, wow. As in one of the sponsors. Not like she's the official, not like she's the main sponsor, but she's one of the sponsors of Miss Nigeria. And Caroline went to see her at her store, and Caroline is happy for her. She's genuinely shocked at how big the store is. She's congratulating her. She's just she even said in her confessionals, that's Caroline now said in her confessionals, that before, when she sees Laura's billboard, she'll be like, but now she's really happy for Laura. I think Caroline and Laura are in a genuinely good place, which is quite fun to see. I think Caroline and Laura are in a genuinely good place, and I'm happy that they were able to overcome their issues. So Laura is talking with Caroline about Diadem, about this whole issue, the issue between, to be honest, if Dabota and Sophia can be on good terms now and calling themselves my queen, my love. If they can be on good terms now, what is really the issue between Caroline and Diadem? I don't get it. Anyway, Laura is trying to encourage Caroline to talk to Diadem, and Caroline says, okay, she's going to call Diadem, okay? And another issue I have with this whole thing is that why are they pushing for peace so much? Now, I am not against peace. I'm not against them trying to reconcile. I'm not saying that, oh, they should start, I like drama, but to be honest, I don't like senseless drama. I think that's part of why I'm like, what's happening here? I don't like senseless drama. I like drama that makes sense, right? So I understand why people want them to reconcile. However, at this point, isn't it clear that these ladies cannot work together, okay? Because let's start from the beginning. Caroline has an issue with Dabota and also has an issue with Dabota's friends, right? And that friend is who Dabota considers a sister, right? So it's not going to work. Like, it's not going to work if Caroline will have an issue with Ehi, but still be charming with Dabota. It's not going to work. Like, how would that friendship work? Caroline said in a previous episode, where would Dabota put me? Exactly. Where do you want to put yourself there? Like, it's not going to work, right? So at this point, there's really no point for Caroline or Dabota to try and reconcile, okay? Now, for Diadem and Caroline, right, I can understand being cordial. But you see that going the extra mile, trying to call you, let's talk about our issues. It is irrelevant. Diadem sees Dabota as her very close friends. They both like each other very well. And I see it as a very mutual, very equally yoked relationship. I don't see it as, oh, Diadem is sucking up to Dabota or Dabota is Diadem's school mother. I don't see that in the people are talking about, right? It's a very equally yoked, mutually respectable, mutually, they are both mutually fond of each other, right? So how does Caroline come into that? How will Diadem become chummy with Caroline when Caroline and Dabota are not working out? Like, it's not going to work. That's my point. So all this trying to reconcile, it doesn't make sense to me. Miriam and Dabota go out to lunch. I think it's Miriam that invited Dabota for lunch so that they can talk. Okay, Miriam is saying that she wants to catch up with Dabota and really hear things from Dabota's perspective because she has heard from Caroline's perspective. She wants to hear things from Dabota's perspective. Okay, let me just say that at this point, I don't know whether it's hunger that was worrying me, but the food they were eating was entering my eyes. Gosh. Like, I think I'm going to order food after this video. The food was the food looks really good, okay? Maybe it's hunger that is worrying me. But yeah, so they sit down to talk. Again, nothing new that we haven't heard, but a lot more things we are put into perspective for me, because Dabota said this again, that when Caroline came to her house, Caroline greeted Ehi very well, right? Like, they hugged, they greeted each other. Caroline sat down, ate the food, and the whole incident happened 2 months prior to when Caroline brought it up, right? Now, before, I was doubting that Dabota doesn't know that Caroline and Ehi have an issue, but I think I believe her now, because she said that even Ehi doesn't know that she has an issue with Caroline. And I believe that, okay, watching Caroline, especially this season, you can tell that she will have beef with somebody and the person will not know until one day shall be one day. That's when she's going to blow up and, reveal all the past trauma that whatever she has been holding on to, right? So if Ehi herself does not even know that she has an issue with Caroline, then I can understand why Dabota did not understand why Caroline was going off on her because of Ehi, okay? Anyway, Dabota says it's point blank period, she can never be friends with Caroline. Like, it will never work. And I'm okay with that, okay? I know it's not my business, but I'm okay with that. Like, it does not have to work. Granted, this kind of spoils the dynamics of the group. Now, why I say that it spoils the dynamic of the group is that these ladies are supposed to be able to at least get along, right? It doesn't mean that you guys have to be chummy. It doesn't mean that you guys have to be friends. It doesn't mean that you guys have to be like, besties and all of that, but you have to at least get along, right? So it actually affects the dynamics of the group if Dabota and Caroline cannot even say hi to each other. Just imagine if more of the ladies were acting the way Dabota and Caroline were acting. No events will be called, because why am I invited? Like, anyway, I'll get to the events part, but no events will be called because we can't even bear to say hi to each other. Why are we acting like, like I purposely invited all of you here because I like you so much? Like, come on now, come on. Dabota also said that she feels that Caroline is feeling rejected because when they first came, Caroline wanted to be chummy with her. Caroline was thinking they would be the closest in the group. To be honest, I don't believe that, okay? Like, when Dabota was saying that, I was like, huh? Is that what she meant by rejection? Because she said it in the last episode. I don't see what Dabota is saying when it comes to the rejection part. Even Miriam has spoken to both ladies really personally. Even Miriam was saying that Dabota and Caroline are coming from two different angles, okay? What this one is saying is not what this one is saying. What that one is saying, not what this one is saying, okay? So at the end of the day, friendship is not by force. To me, that is a dead horse that they should stop beating. Like, let everybody just move on at this point. So in this episode, we see more of the women's like personal business. Sophia did some kind of reach out to widows and she gave them stuff and all of that. She said that her mother was a widow and she knows how hard it was for her mother, so she reached out to widows. Then we also see Miriam's products are arriving. She has this skincare line. She says all natural skincare. And to be honest, Miriam's skin is always skinning, right? It's always glowing to the gods. That her glow oil really, really works, at least for what we see on Miriam. Then we see Caroline. Caroline is decorating her new store. So she has a diffuser store, right? And while she's in the store, she decides to call Diadem. Now she calls Diadem. Diadem did not pick. Diadem decided. In fact, when Diadem saw her call, Diadem was like, like, what would be this? Diadem decides to send her a message, right? Next, we see Dabota. She went to her esthetician to get fillers and Botox. Why didn't she go to Dr. Rume? Why didn't she go to Dr. Rume? It's time for Diadem's PJ party. The theme is bling in bedtime. I actually loved the party concept, okay? It is right up my alley. Sophia was the first to arrive, and then Laura also arrived. Laura likes Diadem a lot though. Like, I don't know if I'm the only one that is side-eyeing that that relationship. Okay, let me tell you guys why I'm side-eyeing it, right? This might be me projecting, or this might be me seeing what is not there. But I feel like from Diadem's angle, she likes Laura, but not to the extent that Laura likes her, okay? And from Laura's angle, I feel like there's another reason why she likes Diadem. I won't really go into that now, but I feel like Laura is a businesswoman though. Just if you know, you know, okay? If you know, you know. If you are wise, just calculate what I'm talking about and just maybe put it in the comment section if you are thinking what I'm thinking, right? Yeah, so Dabota was also there as well, but Dabota was saying that she's not going to be staying to the end, that she has somewhere to be, right? But they are all teasing her because they know that, you know, it's a date. To be honest, let's just be honest with ourselves. If you watch this whole episode, especially this part of the episode, without Miriam and Caroline at that event, it was a bore fest, okay? The event was boring. The conversations were dry. I don't know, there was just something lacking. I think it's energy that was lacking. And that energy, Caroline and Miriam bring it 100%. Miriam brings more of the energy. Caroline brings more of the vibe. She matches Miriam's vibe really well. And I noticed that once Miriam is there and Caroline is matching Miriam's vibe, Sophia tends to, you know, match their vibe as well. Then Laura, you know, come out of her shell and also like match every, in fact, bring more energy than everybody, right? But because Miriam and Caroline were not there, to me, I was just like, okay. So initially, when Sophia came in, she asked Diadem about, you know, the other ladies. Diadem said, oh, Miriam is coming late or might not come because she's not feeling well. Then when asked about Caroline, Diadem was like, I don't talk about it, okay, let's just leave that matter, right? Then while they were painting, Laura also asked Diadem, like, why is Caroline not here? Because there was a hamper with Caroline's name on it, so why is Caroline not here? Then Diadem also says, you guys should just die the matter, and like we talked, you know, but she's not here, let's just, you know, move on. I was thinking you guys will invite her to my event. But yeah, at some point Dabota leaves and then Miriam arrives. Says she was not feeling well, so when she arrived, she's now asking of, you know, Caroline, and Diadem as well is giving her the same answer. Let's just leave that matter, let's just have fun. So Miriam is then asking Diadem, did you invite Caroline? Diadem is now giving her that, you know, no answer, okay, don't worry, we're okay, let's just leave it, let's just, move on, let's just have fun, we just had to vibe and chill, let's just have fun. Then Mariam says, oh, she's going to go ahead and call Caroline, right? Now, if you guys have been watching this show from season 1, you will know that what Mariam did here was not wrong, okay? Because from season 1, that was even one of the issues that they had with what's her name? With Faith Maury, when in one event Faith did not call Laura, and they were like, call your friend now. So it is not out of place, or it is not such a weird thing that Miriam decides to call Caroline on the spot. Because I forgot to mention, Laura told Diadem that she messaged Caroline to ask Caroline where Caroline was, and Caroline said she's not coming because Diadem was rude to her. Okay, we'll get into that. So when Mariam decides to call Caroline, to me, that was totally normal. It's totally in line with how they move on this show, right? But why did Mariam proceed to put it on speakerphone? I was like, Mariam! Even though I was low-key happy, I was like, at least now we have something to watch. I was like, finally something to watch. But I was like, Mariam. For real life, it's like, Mariam, but why? But for the show, it's like, good job. So Mariam calls Caroline and puts it on speakerphone, and now asking Caroline, why are you not here at Diadem's Pyjamas Party? And then Caroline proceeds to say, what do I have to do with that one? Now start talking that was how Diadem just flipped off on Mariam. Was like, why would you do that? I told you not to call her. Why are you calling her? Why are you bringing bad energy? In her confessional, she's going on and on about bad energy, this, that. Anyway, Diadem gets angry and walks off initially. That's when Caroline is now explaining to Mariam that she called Diadem several times. Diadem did not pick, and then Diadem is sending her messages and saying Caro, in the messages, that Diadem is very disrespectful. Even in her confessional, she was saying, how will I go for event for that low life, one thing. Like the things Caroline was saying about her, I was like, anyway, at this point I'm exhausted, okay, because it reminded me of Dabota's confessionals about Sophia. That's what it reminded me of. It's like the issue on ground and the reaction, they're not matching. But anyway, so when Caroline finishes explaining what happened, Diadem came back inside the room and is going off. Why would you call her? Bringing bad energy. The thing turned to something else. So like it became very, very heated. I think the most heated we've even seen from any conflict this season. Diadem is going off. Diadem needs to learn how to regulate her emotions, right? Now, I'm not saying Diadem is wrong, okay? She's wrong in a way, but I'm not saying she's... Okay, let me put it this way, right? You don't have a right to stop Mariam from calling or saying that Mariam should not call Caroline, right? Like, you guys, let's stop deceiving ourselves. We know what this show is. We know why you called. We know who organized that event. But Mariam putting it on speakerphone was the part that I felt was not necessary. And that's why Diadem flared up, because she overheard what Caroline was saying about her, right? So Diadem is going off on Mariam, calling Mariam a bully. Mariam is shouting as well. They're both shouting. It almost looks as if it was going to get physical. Yeah, Mariam is telling Diadem that she's doing too much. She had been doing too much from day one. Even in her confessional, she was saying that Diadem keeps putting herself in issues that don't concern her, talking about Diadem and Dabota, that when Dabota had issues with Sophia, Diadem inserted herself, which I agree. What else again? That she has just been doing too much. Any small thing, she just blows up. So yeah, obviously Diadem needs to learn how to regulate her emotions. She needs to learn how to... Diadem usually goes from 0 to 1,000. But again, Diadem is saying that Mariam and Caroline are bullies, that they are really bullies, okay, that they've been trying to bully her, this. I don't know if I'll see it that way. Do I really see it as bullying? Yes, I can see it, but not to her face. I don't know how to explain this now. Caroline, the things she has said about Diadem when Diadem was not there, it gives bullying. But to her face, I don't think Diadem has been bullied to her face, okay? The problem with people like Diadem is that sometimes they have not learned how to be in mature conflict, let me put it that way, or how to maturely resolve your conflict. So they tend to perceive certain behaviors as bullying. Okay, Laura was saying that if she thinks she's being bullied, then fine, that means she's being bullied, even though she has not seen them bullying her. But I'm like, if you've not seen them bullying her, what are you talking about then? Okay, so yeah, I don't know if this makes sense, but to me, I feel like Diadem's anger is more in her head. Okay, it's more in her head. I'll put it that way. The same way all of them, to be honest, all of them, all their issues are just in their head. It's not really what's happening, because there's a way Diadem would have reacted. It wouldn't have been that bad. Diadem could have from the beginning just said to Miriam, like with her full chest, like, I don't want to be friends with Caroline, or Caroline, yeah, she reached out to me, but I didn't invite her. To be honest, I don't really want to really do much with Caroline. Okay, if she had said that, the following conversations and the following things that had happened wouldn't have made Diadem blow up so much, right? I don't even think that Miriam would have gone that far if Diadem had told her directly, pump and play, I did not invite her, I don't want her here, let's just have fun, you can call her later or whatever. If you want to call her, that's fine. You know, it wouldn't have gone that far. Now, Mariam is saying that the reason why she called Caroline was because in Ghana, okay, and this now fills in some of the plot holes that we, you know, some of the questions we had, right? She's saying that in Ghana, basically, Diadem and Caroline kind of, let me not say they resolved their issues, but they were cool. They got to a point where they just started talking in Ghana. That was why Caroline was even introducing Diadem's brand to Jocelyn, right? That the reason why Caroline did that was because her and Diadem at that point were cool, okay? So that brings me back to what I was saying, that Diadem does not just like Caroline, and she doesn't want to have anything to do with Caroline because Caroline is not cool with Dabota and Diadem is very cool with Dabota. So it's just like, even if I want to be friends with you, how would it work with our dynamic? So she has just given up. She doesn't want to be friends with Caroline, and that's fine. There was even a part where Sophia was telling Diadem that Caroline has not said anything bad about Diadem, and I'm confused. Is it that what we watch, is it that the context is different, or these ladies don't see what Caroline said about Diadem as that bad? I think that's what is happening, Sha. I think they felt like at that point her anger at Diadem was justified, and then after then Caroline hasn't said anything bad about Diadem, so they're not really putting two and two together. But I think that at that point, like at this point in the show, I think that Diadem has heard some of the things that Caroline said to her before when they were having their issues, okay? So Diadem is still going off of that, plus what happened between Caroline and Dabota. She's like, nah, I'm good when it comes to this lady, okay? So yeah, that was pretty much it. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Who do you think was wrong in this whole fight? Do you think Miriam was wrong? How was she wrong? Do you think Diadem was wrong? How was Diadem wrong? Okay, for me, Diadem's only fault is you need to be straightforward with people. Say how you are feeling. Say what you really think about them. Okay, if you are straightforward about how you feel about people and how you think and what you think about them, some of these other things that are happening will not be happening. But you're not being straightforward. You're not saying really what you're thinking or what you think about this person or what's going on between you and this person. And then you now go from 0 to 1,000 when you're being confronted about the issue, right? So to me, that's just Diadem's issue. For Miriam's issue, Miriam was just Miriaming, okay? Miriam has been an instigator this whole season. So for the show, you're doing a good job, Miriam, but in real life, that's doing too much, okay? Like, if I was Caroline, I would be angry. Except Caroline knew. If I was Caroline and you call me and put me on speakerphone with my supposed up or whatever, and put me on speakerphone and I don't know, and I'll be really, really cross with you, okay? So let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you all in my next one. Bye, guys.